So when I reviewed Godzilla King of the Monsters this summer, I said that I would be reviewing both of Michael Dougherty's two other movies before the year ends. For Halloween, I gave you guys my review of Trick or Treat, and now for Christmas, I give you Krampus. Hey everyone, it's Alexander the Real Mr. Robinson. Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed my review for the Star Wars Holiday Special. But now I bring you the main attraction, my review for Michael Dougherty's Krampus, which came out in 2015. This is Michael Dougherty's second movie and focuses on this dysfunctional family who get together at one house for the holidays. It pretty much plays out like Christmas Vacation, which I just saw for the first time this year, and it's almost the exact same way as Christmas Vacation, except Adam Scott is a less crazy and comedic version of Clark Griswold. You have David Koechner playing the Randy Quaid redneck character, and there's just clear dysfunctionality amongst this family. But the main character of the movie, Max, and his cousins get into a fight over whether Santa is real. So Max rips up a letter that he wrote to Santa, tosses it out the window, and then all of a sudden, a massive blizzard goes across the entire neighborhood, and not only is the family trapped in the house, but they are suddenly haunted and attacked by several weird Christmas creatures. So with Trick or Treat, I had no idea that that movie existed until a couple of years ago. And with Krampus, I'd known that it came out in December of 2015, but I just never saw it. So this was a movie that just kind of slipped by my radar, but now that I've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, like I said before, I wanted to see Michael Dougherty's other movies, and I absolutely loved Trick or Treat. That's a movie that I will put on every Halloween from now on. And Krampus, I wish I could say the same thing about Krampus. Let me get this out of the way right now. It's not bad. It is not a bad movie at all. I had heard, at best, mixed things about Krampus. But the stuff that's good about Krampus is really good. For one, the creature designs. There are so many different types of creatures in this movie, not just Krampus himself, but they're all expertly designed and they have a real satanic, hellish nature to them. There's a demonic teddy bear with sharp teeth. There's a demented angel that you put on top of your tree. There's a huge, creepy as hell Jack-in-the-Box where its bottom jaw splits open like Shin Godzilla. There are these creepy elves that really look like they came from hell. And Krampus himself is a very disturbing and creepy design. He doesn't appear until the end of the movie. He's mentioned throughout, but once you actually get a good view of Krampus, his mouth is open completely, and it is just a very, very creepy and gothic look to him. And what I really love about these creatures is that most of them are practical. Sure, some stuff like the gingerbread men are CG, but all of these other creatures could have been done through practical effects, whether it's suits or animatronics, and props to the team for actually going through with that idea, because the practical effects here are really top-notch, and it's just downright impressive the stuff that they do with these creatures. The characters are alright. You have people like Adam Scott, Toni Collette, and David Koechner here, and they're all good. They play off each other pretty well, but the kids are actually not that interesting at all, especially the main character of Max. And then you have the grandmother in this movie who is just useless. She just does nothing but sit in a corner, talk about the legend of Krampus in English, and I felt like it was just a very bizarre decision to have this character speak German throughout the entire movie, but everyone else can understand her perfectly fine. Okay, maybe not everyone else, but it just seems a little weird when Adam Scott and Max can understand her perfectly, and she can understand them when they're having an English/German conversation. Also, I don't think this movie juggled the horror comedy element as much as something like Gremlins, because throughout most of the movie, it has a very chilling atmosphere. Like, the atmosphere was one of the things I absolutely loved in Trick or Treat, and it's really cool to see that Michael Dougherty brought this into a Christmas movie, and for most of it, it plays out like a pretty typical horror movie with some very interesting creature designs. But sometimes with the creatures, they get a little too goofy, which I guess for the gingerbread men, there was no other way to get around it. You can't really make those things scary. But it's really weird to have these gingerbread men who act like gremlins to pop up in what is mostly a serious movie. I'm not going to say that those moments took me out of the movie, but they were often distracting and felt inorganic, all things considered. Now, the last thing I want to mention about the movie is the ending, because throughout most of this movie, it felt very predictable and I kind of knew where everything was going to go. Or at least I thought, because I thought the movie ended with one of those "it was all a dream" scenarios, and that really at first made me mad because that's such a cop-out cliche, and I just thought to myself, man, this movie just doesn't have the balls the way Trick or Treat did. But then the scene continued to play out, and once we actually get to the end of the movie and see where all of our characters are now and what the situation is, I'm just like, whoa. Okay, Trick or Treat was more ballsy, but this is a pretty bold ending, I gotta say. It turned things around for me in the end, where I was almost really mad at that ending and was just gonna disregard the rest of the movie because of it. So in the end, Krampus is entertaining. It's got some great creature designs, it's got a really fantastic atmosphere, good actors to pull off their roles with whatever they have, but the characters aren't that memorable. It rips off a lot of elements from other Christmas movies like Christmas Vacation or Gremlins. And honestly, this just doesn't have the same rewatchability that Trick or Treat did. When I finished watching Trick or Treat, that was a movie that I absolutely adored, and it's something that I would definitely be rewatching every Halloween. This movie, not so much. Maybe I'll pop it on once in a while, but I really have no desire to rewatch this every Christmas. And plus, my list of Christmas movies that I watch every year, or try to watch every year, is just way too big, so I wouldn't even have the time, but this one's not bad. And there you go, that's my review for Krampus. Now, I want to wish all of you out there Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you so much for watching the videos, supporting the channel, sharing with your friends. 2019 has been a real roller coaster of a year, whether it's some bad stuff or some really great stuff. I want to thank all you guys for your support, and keep your eyes out for some more videos. I will be doing my review for Cats, my spoiler review for The Rise of Skywalker, and of course my best and worst of 2019. So keep your eyes open for those videos. But now I want to know what you guys think about Krampus. If you've seen it, what did you think? Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, leave a comment, support my Patreon page, follow me on social media. And until then, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.